So you received a ban in Call of Duty, and you are very frustrated because you are not a cheater. Actually, if you follow any online gaming community, you will find lots of whining about Call of Duty players being banned for no apparent reason, and there is an entire lore, basically fiction, that it is actually other cheaters who reported you multiple times a second using cheating software, and that's why you were banned. Well, first of all, bans are usually gradual. First you will receive some kind of a shadow ban, you won't be able to do matchmaking in normal matches, and after a while, this temporary ban will either disappear and you would be able to play normally, it may reappear afterwards again, and in worst case scenario, you will be perma-banned from the game. Again, there is lots of complaints that if someone was in shadow ban, then a human employee at Activision has reviewed your account, didn't find any violation, and unbanned you, which in the current age of AI seems to be a little bit too optimistic. All of that is probably done using an algorithm without any human intervention. And the idea is, if you have been banned unreasonably once and then cleared from that violation, that means that your credit must go up, and the next violation should take more reports to be actually enforced. As you can see, there is lots of assumptions and wishful thinking in the Call of Duty community. However, in reality, you receive the next shadow ban usually the following day after you have been cleared from the previous one and you started playing the game again. And then finally, your account will be perma-banned, and as a reason for the ban, Activision will cite Section 3 of the license agreement. If you actually care to read the license agreement, Section 3 is basically about using software to cheat. But you didn't use any software to cheat, and you think you have been banned unfairly. Well, actually, at least in this particular case, the account was banned for using NVIDIA DLSS. DLSS is a hugely marketed feature from NVIDIA, and AMD has a similar feature for their video cards. Trouble is, not every game allows DLSS to be enabled. And actually, if you go to the new NVIDIA app and open Black Ops 6 in this case, it specifically says that DLSS is not supported by this particular title. However, the user in question thought he knows better,
since he is not paying for the GPU features some stupid game doesn't allow him to use.
And that's why he used NVIDIA Profile Inspector to actually forcefully enable DLSS in the game. And almost immediately after that, he received his first shadow ban. That was for Black Ops 6. Then he decided to play other Call of Duty titles he owns, in this case the previous Black Ops, which is Cold War, with DLSS enabled using the same method through NVIDIA Inspector, which is an unofficial method, and he also received shadow ban in that game at first, and after continuing to use DLSS, he finally received a permanent ban on his account. You may agree with it or not, but the anti-cheat that the game uses considers DLSS a cheating software. And it is not the first time all visual enhancements are considered cheating. The same thing was with NVIDIA Freestyle back in the day, and at first you could enable Freestyle in any game. However, since a particular version of NVIDIA drivers, Freestyle could only be used if the developer of the game actively agrees to that. If the developer of the game doesn't want the game to use Freestyle, you cannot enable it, at least officially. And these days, even NVIDIA Profile Inspector could not be used to enable Freestyle in many titles. And before Freestyle, the same thing was with Reshade. Yes, all of that, DLSS, Freestyle, Reshade, were intended originally to enhance the visual appeal of games. However, as often, cheaters started to use those features to gain advantage in the game, to make their opponents more visible, and in some cases, they even managed to perform something similar to a wall hack, which is definitely a cheat in online gaming. So most probably, even if you think that you didn't use cheating software per se, you actually have used something that the anti-cheat considers to be a bannable offense. That brings an interesting conversation topic, What's the point of investing a serious amount of money in new video cards if their features are actively disabled by most popular titles? However, this is a completely different conversation, and for Call of Duty, if you use DLSS or the AMD equivalent of that, or any kind of visual enhancements outside of the game configuration and options, and you enable them through some third-party unofficial utilities, or by changing game files, or by using injectors or whatever, be prepared to get permabanned.
I am the god of YouTube!
Like, subscribe, jingle bells.